yarn over here I'm dyeing, and a bunch of yarn over here I'm dyeing. And I thought, why not? It would be fun, I think, for you guys to go live. So let's hope my phone doesn't drop in the dye pots like it did the other day. And if you can hear that in the background, that is my air conditioner, because we're extremely humid here, even in the winters. And let me adjust that a bit. Okay. Extremely humid here, even in the winter, which means that it takes longer for the yarn to dry. So, air conditioning in the dye studio. And my spinner over there just finished with a load from the other day. So don't worry, I'm still here. I'm just stringing up some yarn because I was short yesterday in my count. So today's count, I have to go and add an extra mini to every batch here. And you can probably hear the pots over there sizzling. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun to go live. Hopefully I am live. It says I'm live. So yeah, I just have to add an extra mini to every pot. Hope you guys can hear me over the AC, the fan, and the sizzling dye pots over there. So right now I'm just adding an extra skein to everything because I miscounted last night. Dave had me watching a scary movie. I can't remember what it was called. Vicious, I think, on Paramount. And he says it's Halloween, we need to watch scary movies. I told him, I said, I hope you're prepared for nightmares, because I don't like scary movies, and he knows that. But that's okay. Yesterday was the 33rd anniversary of our first date. So it was our 33rd date anniversary yesterday. Yeah, and he had me watching scary movies, which I don't like. But that's okay, because it's worth it. And I actually enjoyed the movie. And I didn't have any nightmares over it, which was really kind of odd, because normally horror movies freak me out. But if you haven't seen, I know I've got my respirator on me. There, okay. I'm not dealing with dye powder right now, so I can take my respirator down. Normally I don't like scary movies, but this one was pretty good. It was called, well, dang it, what did I just say it was called? Vindictive, something like that. I don't remember. It was on Paramount. Anyways, it was good. It was creepy. But, you know, then Mally came over and snuggled up to me, and a puppy snuggling you is always a good thing, right? So Mally came over and snuggled up. But yeah, yesterday was the 33rd anniversary of our first date. He took me to the North Florida Fair 33 years ago. We haven't been in about 10 years. But, yeah, he took me to the North Florida Fair 33 years ago. So, okay. I know I normally don't do lives very much anymore, but I figured since I was out here dyeing, y'all might want to tag along with me, because it can get a little boring being out here by yourself. So I can't see any questions and any comments because I did not set up a secondary. I was recording this to post, and then I thought it'd just be fun to go live, and I did not set up a secondary system to actually read anything. So y'all are watching me. I'll catch your comments and questions after, but yeah, I can't see you right now. So oh, but yes, these are all different shades. So if you see the dye pots, that's why they all look different. They're all a bunch of different shades. And let's see how many people we actually get live today. I know it's a little bit early. On the East Coast, I think it's, what, maybe 10 now? I was up this morning answering customer service emails, having my coffee. That's usually how I start my day, is I get up, I answer customer service emails with my coffee on the back porch. And then I head out to the dye studio. Then I take a break about noon, afternoon. After lunch, I answer more customer service emails. So I'm answering them throughout the course of the day. Our Tallahassee-based post office recently shut down. So all of our mail now goes to Jacksonville. So I'm in the process of switching totally to UPS because I don't like, or not Jacksonville, Atlanta. It either goes to Jacksonville or Atlanta. It kind of differs. And so I don't necessarily like that. So I'm in the process of switching to UPS. All right. So we got everybody in the pots here. Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to see if I can shift you to the other location. Oh, I got to put the dye in those. So, uno momento. I gotta put my mask back on. Let's see if I can tip you. I dropped my phone in the water in the dye pots a few weeks ago. Well, not a few weeks ago, like last week. So that was a whole bunch of red pots over there. So now we're doing like yellows, blues, and greens over here. And these are the hot ones. So these will strike all really quickly. So I have my master key of my yarns up there. So I know what I have to dye. There's that one. I tend to do my dyes by measure instead of by weight, because for me it's just easier that way. I can't see. I'm breathing into my mask, so I can't look out my glasses. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Go. And there it is. I was looking for this one. 1, 2. Oh, where's the big one? There. No, that's not it. No. No, that's not it. Where'd it go? Where'd my big one go? There it is. So when you buy your dyes in 5-pound containers, this is what you get. Yes, I am dyeing in a dress because it's hot in Florida. This is cooler. And quite frankly, it makes it just more comfortable. There we go. My stuff always gets steamed up. Where did I put my lid? There it is. Hi everyone. I see I got people watching. Like I said before, I can't actually see you. I'm going to go rinse my gloves real quick. So I had my coffee this morning, sat with Mally for a little while, and you should sing still on my nose. It is, okay. Sat with Mally. Oh, the one thing I figured out is I've got fans up there. Well, whenever I'm dyeing yarn, putting dye in, I need to make sure that I'm not putting, I don't have the fan on. Because it'll blow the dye powder around, and that's not something y'all want to breathe in. So this water's all been nice and hot for a while, so the yarn will just kind of soak in the dye real quick. So when I'm out here, a lot of times I'm changing my clothes a few times a day because I just get soaked. Absolutely soaked. All right, I'm gonna pull the yarn up this way. So I will be a little bit on the camera while I'm doing this. And basically I just have to add, I miscounted last night, so I just have to go back through and add skeins to all this. Put that over there. So each one of these bundles needs to have a skein added to it because I miscounted. So like I said, I was watching a scary movie with Dave. He dragged me into the family room to watch that. So, and then I just kind of lost track of my counting. So this thing does not want to stay up on my nose this morning. There it goes. Really, I don't need to have it on me right now because I'm not dealing with dry dye powder, but I just don't like always taking it on and off. So please excuse me if you can't hear me all that well. Okay, so this is 2 to go in. Go. And then that'll get a chance to cook down for a bit. Get all nice and toasty while I'm putting the rest of its friends' additional skeins on. So go. It would be a lot easier probably if I took my gloves off to do this, but I'll be done in a second, so really there's no need to take the gloves off to do this. But I am, looks like gonna have to run back in the house and get another package of dye or yarn in a minute because I am not gonna have enough minis to complete this task. So we will wait. That needs a little bit more color in it. Looked at that and I said, yeah, it needs just a touch more. So here we go. There we go. So yeah, I know I really should be using one of those, you know, big respirators, and I have one down over there. There we go. But honestly, this works just fine. You're just trying to keep the particulates from being put into your lungs. I feel like it's back in the COVID days, right? Everybody having to mask up. All right. I'm going to go give my hands another washing because I seem to have gotten right on them. And I don't want to have red when I'm transferring yarn over. See, I'm giving away all my little secrets here today. You guys are getting to see my little trolley and all my behind the scenes work here. So I'm not going to tell you what I'm dyeing. If you happen to figure it out, bully for you. But I'm not going to tell you what I'm dyeing because I don't want to spoil anybody's surprise. But if you figured out what I'm dyeing, please don't put it in the comments because we don't want to spoil the surprise for everybody else. Oh, okay. So the one thing when you have allergies and you're wearing this, you're wearing one of these respirators, is that, at least for me, my nose starts running. So it's like I've just got like a runny nose going on right now. I'm like, oh, I hate this. Okay, 2 more lids. Okay. Yeah, I think I am going to have to run in and get more yarn. And that might be the point in time where I cut you off. That way you don't sit here and wait for a minute while I run in and get another pack of yarn. Because, well, we got a decent amount of people watching. That's good. Y'all must be really bored and have nothing else to do besides sitting here watching me dye yarn. But I'm happy to have people along for the ride because, honestly, otherwise, it can just take a while. Now, if I had counted right last night, I would have already had these all in the pots. So, that wouldn't have been an issue. But I didn't count right. So today I'm doing tonal speckles. Yeah. Okay. Yep, we're definitely going to need some more yarn in a second because I'm almost done. You can look at my floor last December, Tyler cleaned this whole thing out, painted all the walls white. He epoxied the floor to this nice gray with speckling in it. You know, that whole epoxy thing. And, well, it's a mess again. But that's the life of an indie dyer. I am wearing my slippers because they are warm and it's cold here today, even though I have the air conditioning on. And let's see. We'll get this one pan lid. Oh. Alright, if you're going to bear with me 1 minute. I've got to go run and get another pack. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Got a 25 pack, so I'm good now. I can keep adding in my minis and not worry about it. Of course, scissors would have been a good idea, but I didn't bring any out, so. So I'm still here if you're still here. Only 2 pans left to go. Then we're going to go through and speckle, which will be the fun part. Speckle and make tonal. See, I'm still here. I'm still putting yarn on. I don't even know if you... Frigger monster! Yeah, that's what happens. That's okay. Nothing got damaged. It's fine. Okay. We're going to let everybody sit for a few minutes. Then we're going to speckle. Let's see. Yep, I need 2 more. Because I only have 1 hand left. And so far, so good. My phone hasn't dropped anywhere. Last week I was setting up this recording, and I was recording from right there. And my phone, it just went kerplunk and fell into a dye pot. And yeah, I just stared at it for a second and was kind of like, I don't know what to do. Kerplunk. Then my brain kicked back into gear, and I said, okay, well, this is easier. I will just reach inside and pick it up. And my phone worked. Thankfully, the dye pot was not on, so it was not cooking my phone. You guys can hear my slippers sloshing on the ground, huh? Yeah. Okay, so now comes the fun part that y'all have been waiting for, but I see we have less people watching now than before, so you stopped watching before the really fun part. So, ooh, pretty. So let's see, I have all my yarn sitting next to me, all my samples, so I know exactly what I'm making with all the colors and the formulas, so I can replicate it pretty easy. Now we're just adding speckles. And see, that's what you've got to keep the respirator on for, is the speckles part. Just need some more water. My handy dandy water filler, pot filler. I don't know where this red is coming from. I'm finding it. I'm cleaning the pans with mini use, but I'm still finding it everywhere. Wash my hands again. Okay, I go into it clean. Okay, so that color is... okay. I know what that one is. Every dyer has their own way of speckling. I like to fill into a sifter and speckle that way. Some dyes come through a lot easier. Some dyes are a lot harder to go through. Some go through finer, some don't. There we go. Okay. Lid goes back on. Okay. See, there's the red again, and I wasn't using red. All right. That one, this one, I am going to flip. It's going to be a little lighter on the bottom, which I like. Take it a little bit. Massage the coloring good. Spread it out just like I want it. And I use a mix of different brands between Dharma and Jacquard. Don't want to give away too many of my secrets. Okay. And between each one, I check back over at my sample to make sure that it looks right, because you want it to look right. Let's see. One's going to have a little bit more water in it. And the water is hot, so it's not going to be reducing my temperature or anything. And I have an instant pot, so it just comes right through. There we go. New color, new spoon. I find these, I get these spoons off of Amazon. They're actually cocktail spoons. Love them. They're cocktail mixing spoons. Same thing with the sifters. Giving away all my secrets here. See, still have more in the package. Get like a package of a dozen. Okay. Just a hint of this color. Just a hint. Alright, there we go. Alright. Give my hands another good washing. So yeah, it's very important to make sure you switch out your spoons so you don't cross-contaminate anything. Okay, a little bit more water. Some days things soak up water real easy, and some days the water sits there and ends up being too much. And then you don't get clearly, crisply defined speckles. Okay. So, where is it? That's not it. There it is. And always, always a dry spoon. You don't want your color clumping. lot less time today if I had gone ahead and prepped all the yarn properly and counted precisely, but I didn't, so I can't, I won't, because Dave had me watching a horror movie last night. Okay. You know what, since I'm here, I'm going to check next box, just make sure. See, I had the pans on and I had the lids off for a while, which means that probably some of the water evaporated. So, does not surprise me. Okay. Now this one, I guess this one, I made up, yep, it's this one. This one has a special, whoops, it needs a bit of a massaging. Hold on. Hold please. There we go. Okay, so this one is actually being used in a liquid. This was Dave's idea. Why, I don't know, but that's how he started it with this color, so that is now the recipe for this color. Is liquid. Don't ask me why. No idea. But it's a cute color. I really like it. I've made it for years. And actually, since it is in a liquid form, we use a lot less dye. A lot less dye powder is needed to make the liquid. No idea why. Well, I do know why, but bonus. Okay, these two are getting flipped. There we go. Ooh, dark. Okay. Tongs. Where I leave my tongs? Tongs. Where'd it go? I'll tell you, the restaurant supply store is a great place to get all these sorts of things. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, heavens to Betsy. I gotta carry that heavy jar over again, don't I? Yep. Okay. Now this one, I'm actually removing the yarn, adding more dye powder, and then putting the yarn back in. Because I'm changing the base color of it. Give it a swirl, give it a settle. There we go. Oops. We'll move my 5-pound jar back over here. Pan lid, I can't find it. I just had it. Ah, found it. It's here on Die Pot 6. Alright. So these babies are going to cook for a little bit of time. I am going to take off my gloves. I am going to end this and say goodbye and thank you very much for joining me. And I'm going to go work on these that we did earlier. Thanks so much, everybody. See you later. Bye-bye.